Well, here we are. We are coming into the first day of chopping, third cutting. I actually just chopped off a couple of pieces now. And now we're going down to the end of this back road. This hay here usually falls about halfway to 2/3 of the way through our schedule. In other words, where we started from, and by the time we get to this is about halfway to 2/3 down the line. However, the town wants to pave this road here. Today is Thursday, August 17th, I believe it is, 17th. Yeah, 17th. And they want to pave this on the 21st. They'd like to see us stay off of this road for a few weeks anyway. So we figured that we better get up here, get this hay cut now, and get it chopped off. This has gotten rained on a couple of times here, and Jared actually tedded this out here this morning. He was over here early, and they have just gotten this whole part merged, and they're in behind us merging a field, little tiny 20-acre field in behind us. We got like 4 or 5 in this field, 5 or 6 in the next one. And then the field after that is the field that we had, Trump 2020 planted into. So we've got a little bit on Tim already. The chopper is working phenomenally. It's got a lot better throughput. It actually, we chopped this on the, well, we're 29 days. We would have been into this last week, but it was raining. So we cut this on, I don't know when my brother cut this. Did he cut it Monday? It's been laying a little longer than it should. And it's not quite as heavy as it should be because of it falling last in line or towards last in line. So once we get over into that bigger field here, we'll join back up with you. But this throughput on this chopper is a lot better now that we've got all these new parts into it. We got done seeding, well, in that last video we were doing some seedings, and we ended up getting that farm done about 10 o'clock last night. And then I went over with the guys today and we skimmed off some stones. Got those picked off. Sarah and Alex were terradiscing. Sarah calls me right when I'm getting ready to head to the chopper, and she says, I am stuck. She had the 9560 stuck, and I said, well, it doesn't look like it's in that bad. She stopped, and Jared ended up going over, and it took quite a bit, but he got it. He ended up driving it out of the spot that it was in. It was almost to the point where we were going to have to hook onto it. However, didn't have to do that. So it looks like Nate's in that other field there on the other side of my green Chevy, and he is merging that one. The moisture on this is 66%, and we got going here chopping a little bit after 1 o'clock here today, and we had let it set as long as we dared. Alrighty, looks like we got Sarge pulling in with a Peter car. We're loading Timmy, and Jared will be coming in behind Sarge. Alright, we'll join up with you in a while. Just a regular day of chopping.
Me no. Yeah, it just wants to get stuck.
Yeah, it just wants to give itself a challenge.
Yeah. What was that noise? Can't believe you just washed it.
Yeah, I know.
It's moved past that.
You gotta work it out.
Is he gonna put the tire? Yeah. Okay.
Not displace some of the little mud in it.
I need like one of those sticks. You know, to hold it. Does anything look broken from here?
Everything. My heart.
Is he gonna be able to pull it all the way up?
I mean, if somebody's gonna do it, it's gonna be him.
Yeah. Cool. Oh my god, that almost hit him in the head. Getting it, I'm winning. Now, once he gets to this pulled out, I'm gonna go through it. Yeah. The wind is gonna blow my phone out of my hand. Sarah, you so could have done that. Oh, unless it's just dragging.
truck that bad.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
Could have been worse. I could have had to call somebody to come get it out.
Could have been way cooler.
Dad's pickup. This whole thing, Alexandra?
I've never been stuck. Not in a tractor.
It's my second time that I tried to call Jared when I've been stuck with this thing.
I've had some close calls, but
Close call.
yeah, we were across from Fitzy's and that side next to the woods. You know, if you're going counterclockwise on the right.
Yeah, I almost got stuck there with the...
Yeah. Of course, it was really, really wet.
Andrew got stuck over there by Fitzy's too. Dad's got a video of it.
He got buried on the other side, though.
Yeah, in the spot that I almost got stuck in like the day prior.
I had the chisel plow that time.
That'll do it.
He's gonna tighten these up for you, or he's gonna hit you with it.
None of the above. You are from your lessons.
No! Oh, he's using it as a mud pick.
That's cool.
Tools are multi-purpose.
That's the only reason I have it.
I don't really know how good of an idea that was.
Yeah, we
Alright, so after watching Jared get that 9560 and Terra disc out, I imagine I've got a bunch of professional farmers comment down in the comment section right now, or they've already commented like, why didn't you fold that up to begin with? I was screaming and yelling and telling you to do that to begin with. Well, if you've ever had a large piece of equipment stuck in the mud, the last thing you want to do is fold it up. Because a couple of things can happen. One, you might get it half folded up and it might get caught in the mud and not be able to continue folding, or you might not be able to unfold it. You don't want to be caught between a rock and a hard place. If that were to happen, we would have had to have taken the backhoe over to clean the mud out of the way to either be able to fold that up completely or unfold it again. So he had to try it first, and then he had to make sure once he committed to folding that up that he was either going to be able to get it completely folded or be able to unfold it in the event that it didn't want to fold itself back up. The other problem that you run into with folding up a piece of equipment like that, now you have all the weight centered on the transport wheels. That might sink farther in the mud than if you left it unfolded. But as you can see, that it actually worked, folding the unit back up and getting it out that way. But he tried to do it the right way first, and it just so happened to be that it worked out that folding it up was the better way to do it. If he would have folded it up in the beginning and then not have been able to get it back, not been able to get it out, he might not have been able to unfold it, especially if he made some tracks going back and forth and had that implement sink down in the mud on the transport. So let's get back to the rest of the chopping here. over into this bigger field, onto these longer windrows, and we are loading Tim again. Moisture on this is running at 65.7%. Better than 70% that we had chopped in here when we took the second cutting off. We chopped the second cutting on this field on a Sunday, and it was going to rain that night, and we had to take it when we did, or else it was going to get rained on. So as you can see, this chopper is running this material through it a lot better than what it was running like when we did the second cutting here. Moving right along, got a fair amount of material going right through it. So we'll get this chopped and we'll join up with you after we get this field done. This is the last field that we have. Well, actually no, there's one more. We've got one more field to do after this one in this area. And we can get the chopper home, get it serviced, and get it ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have to travel. Well, I think it's going to rain tonight. But tomorrow we have to travel to the farm that's the furthest away from us to the north. This farm here is the furthest away from us to the south. So we have to travel nearly 30 miles with the chopper here. It's not quite in one sitting. I'll get the chopper home tonight, service it, and then if it doesn't rain, we'll run the chopper out to the Cleverly farm here in the morning. So I've got some pictures that I'm going to put in here to kind of show you what that one farm is dealing with as far as how much water we got just a little more than a week ago. We've got the guy that does our custom spraying. They are applying fungicide on the corn. In the one field, they said the water is up to the ears of corn. So I went over this morning to kind of see what the hay was doing. They ended up cutting here yesterday, and I popped my drone up in the air, and sure as anything else, that water is a good 3 feet deep. I was looking for a way to kind of drain the water out of that field, and there really isn't a way to drain it. It is down in kind of a hollow spot in the field, and I'm just hoping that that water recedes come time when we chop the corn. That field is right across the road from where the power company has been working on the power line poles. They've got that wooden bridge that goes across the field here. I thought they would be done in there by the time corn silage come along, but it doesn't look like they are going to be done with it by then. You can see how soft the ground is. Tim is chewing a little bit there, and I don't know where my next truck is. I think Sarge, I think he was after Tim, and then Jared's after Sarge. So we'll see how this goes, and yeah, we'll join up with you in a little while. Well, we are in day number 2 of chopping third cutting. Now we've had to goof up our order a little bit here just because of how much rain they've gotten to the north. Yesterday we were chopping in an area where they were going to repave that one back road. Now on this particular farm here, we have filmed about every time that we've been over here. This is the last year for this cutting, or this farm for alfalfa here anyway. Next year it'll be corn. So we have gotten a couple of rain showers here already while we've been chopping this. However, it hasn't bothered the moisture level of the feed here, or the hay, if you will, of what we're chopping. The rain that we've had to deal with is supposed to be more or less done with after today. We should have some pretty good weather ahead of us here for the next 4 or 5 days. We've been dealing with rain for the past couple weeks, ever since we got done with wheat. Well, we had some rain showers during and while we were trying to do wheat. We're running right around 60-62% moisture. Like I was saying, we've had some rain showers move in through the area. They've stopped merging a couple times on me. I kept telling the truck drivers, call me before you come back. They would all call. I kept going. I just thought it was gonna start dumping buckets on us. The ground conditions are not too bad over here. It's a little greasy. We've got to kind of pick our windrows or pick our routes in which we're going to go around the fields, try to go down the hills, and working through the flat ground, getting around the field like we're doing here right now. We're 4 windrows in, and we've just started this one particular field. But we are loading the feeder car too. It's not as good. Holding traction, not as good as the C5 and the 900 is. So we've got a couple of fields left to do here on this farm. And then we'll move on to the next one. But we have marked this up pretty good. This field won't be as bad as the other ones were. The other ones they were a little hillier than this one, so I haven't had to hook on anything yet, but the way we have left the fields, they look rather ugly. We probably won't be doing a 4th cutting this year just because we're kind of running out of space. So this might very well be the last cutting that we take off of this here anyway. So we got our rear end's locked in, but we can't figure out why we can't turn. So we got Sarge driving this truck today. And yeah, so we'll keep on keeping on here. If you recall, when we chopped the first cutting off of this farm, we ended up getting a one of them round fence post rods wound up in the head, and it broke off a tooth bar right about in this part of the field here. We took that tooth bar out. We chopped the rest of first cutting with only 3 of the tooth bars on one side of the head. Now this particular farm, at one time, they had beef cattle running in all these fields. There's, I don't know, 10 or 12 fields over here. And they had each field fenced off into different pastures. So that first year when we chopped the hay off of this farm, it was absolutely miserable. Picking up pieces of wire. I think the first time we chopped this, it took me 3 days to chop it, and it was a miserable mess. So we're probably gonna see that back again, but on a lower level. Once we flip this back over to hay, 4 years after it goes into corn. So, yeah, it'll be interesting, but it'll be a nice 4 years of having it go into corn. We picked up 2 metal fence posts today. I picked up one complete one with a plastic insulator and everything on it. The second field that we chopped, and then the 5th or 6th field that we chopped, we picked up half of a piece of a fence post. But this alfalfa is doing pretty good for it being the last year of it being a hayfield. Usually by now this stuff is run out and the alfalfa is just about non-existent. This is still 100% alfalfa. There isn't any other species of grass, we'll just call them weeds, in this crop of hay here. This is, you gotta go forward. I gotta be able to load the back of the trailer. Come on, creeper forward. I'm slowing down so you'll push ahead. He's clawing a little bit. Alrighty, you can barely see the tracks in them next fields as they're exiting out through here, but we'll show you what that looks like once we get done chopping these 2 fields and move out onto the road there. We'll join up with you here in a little while. We have Sarah and Alex. Well, Sarah's coming in behind Sarge and Alex is sitting right there to our left. So we'll let him go right there, and then he can just go across that windrow and exit the field. All right. Field there, so I don't want to change my mapping around, so we're just going to go over to this other side. Back when I planted this, we planted it off as 2 separate fields. This other field, we're actually riding in the 2nd field, and the headland is right here. Plus, I don't want to go all the way around this field. Then, if I do that, then what is happening is, what will happen is they will have to drive across all of those windrows. We have a Bigfoot here right on the side of the field. Okay, see Bigfoot? Alright. Got some grass species here in this windrow, coming off of from the edge of the field here. Mower got over just a little too far. We'll just call it foreign material. They're done merging on the other side of the road. There goes Nathan with the merger. Andrew's either up ahead of him already or in behind him. So we've got a little bit of a wet hole here. I don't know if Sarah will be able to get up around this corner or not. Last two cuttings in here, I had tractor trailers that I was loading on this side of the field here. Yeah, keep going. We're gonna see if she can do it. I don't know what in the heck happened here. Looks like tractor trailer came up around here. She's clawing and chewing. I got Andrew calling me here. Hello? Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Yeah, we'll see ya. Bye. Alright. Cars are backed up. Yeah. And now we've got Sarah loaded. Oh, it's getting a little greasy, or it is a little greasy in spots. It's actually drying out. It's better than it was. She don't have enough weight on. So she gets a head start and then we gotta go. You guys don't mind riding on the steering wheel, do ya? Got a little dizzy at times there, eh? Alright. bit on this farm. There's actually a 4-acre field down the road a little bit, but we've got one to do across the road. It doesn't really belong to this farm. And then we will be done for tonight. We have just had another small rain shower move through the area. It is actually drizzling just a little bit. Right now we have picked up a couple of points of moisture, not much. We're running right around the high 60s to the low 70s for moisture, but being that this is merged up, we're not really sure how much rain we could get tonight. So we might as well go ahead and get this down out of half. Now when we chop the second cutting on this farm, we dealt with just about the same weather event. It was on again, off again rain. You can see we've got some marks here. Alex, you are loaded, and we'll let Tim come on up, and yeah, you're loaded. And we should be able to get these 3 windrows here on Tim, and hopefully we can get out of here. But yeah, we are marking this up. It looks ugly. When we were chopping the second cutting in here, we had 1 windrow left, and we ended up chopping the whole windrow when it was pouring rain. Got over in on the other side of the road to do a 20-acre field over there. We waited it out, and that rain shower moved through the area. It only rained for maybe 15 minutes. The merger sat still. We ended up picking that 20 acres up, did the 4 or 5 acres down the road, and then it actually rained too much after that to continue on to the next farm we were moving to. So it is kind of a gray, drizzly night here, but it is what it is. So like I was saying earlier, the weather is supposed to straighten out after tonight as far as dealing with this rain here. We're about 8-9 days late on starting third cutting. A couple of guys have waited it out. They're doing kind of the same thing, just waiting for the weather. But yeah, and it's actually drizzling a little more right now. Not the best conditions to be chopping in, but it is what it is. So we'll just keep on keeping on. Being that this is merged up, it will be drier than if you were merging in the rain, because all that's getting wet is this 4-foot wide windrow. So we'll show you what things look like as these guys are exiting the field, because they have to pull up a little bit of a hill to get a pone out of half, and I'm sure they've got that all clawed up. But yeah, oh well, we might actually have to pull Tim out of here. It's coming down pretty good now, but we've got sun off to the west, so I think this is going to be short-lived. They did say rain showers throughout the day. We started chopping about 2:30 this afternoon. Jared, he tedded about 3/4 of this over here just so that we could shake off the water that came in early this morning. Now another thing I'll share with you, when I was seeding this field, I was probably halfway across over to our left. It was gonna rain. It was gonna rain a lot, so I was over here early one morning trying to get this seeded. It was thundering and lightning. Well, lightning. I could see the lightning because it was early in the morning off to the west. So I threw the drone up in the air. I thought I would try to get that nice, perfect shot with the lightning in the background. And I ended up putting the drone right up into a tree. Let's see if I can line myself up and grab the right one to show you. But at any rate, it was that tree. Well, I'm pointing over there. It was one of those trees right there. I could see the drone up in the tree because there's lights that blink on the prop arms. And I was able to locate it. And that drone stayed in that tree for a couple of days. We brought the telehandler over. The telehandler was over here pushing brush back and picking stones and stuff like that. But it was just too high up in the air to be able to even get remotely close to it. Tim, he's chewing, I'm slowing down, waiting for him, and now he starts slowing down. So it of course got rained on, and I ended up bringing the, actually Tim brought the man lift over for me. And I'll have to see if I can find a clip of that video. I had to stand on the top of the basket of the man lift in order to actually reach the drone. I was able to get the SD card out of the drone. However, I wasn't doing any videoing. I was just trying to catch some pictures. So as far as it going into the tree, I don't recall anyways. I kind of forget, to be honest with you. But we ended up putting that drone in a bag of rice for about a week, and it was fine after the fact of it getting rained on. So it has stopped raining. That, you know, we had some drizzle, then some heavier drizzle, and now that has stopped. I thought I was going to be able to fit this on Timothy, but of course I was not. So we'll just have to wait for another truck to get on in here. So we'll show you what this field conditions look like getting out of here, and then we'll close out this video. But if this was a seeding or a hayfield that we were going to go into next year, we would probably not be chopping right now, because I hate leaving tracks like that, and usually they come back to haunt you in the next cutting. But as you could see across this field, there isn't any marks from when we were in here last cutting. We do have a sprayer track right there where the sprayer had been in and out of here, spraying for bugs, and being in here the different years, spraying Roundup and what have you. So we'll join up with you in a little while here once we leave the field, and we'll show you what these tracks. Well, we're gonna go ahead and make our way out of here. This is kind of a disgusting way to leave a hayfield, but when it's the last year on it, and it very well might be the last time this chopper is in here this year and for this whole crop, it's not too bad. We can kind of let it slide. But we have to exit out all the way out through these fields to get to the driveway that's up on the main road here. And as you can see, the roadway gets a little darker as we get closer and closer to where all the traffic's coming together to get on out of here. This is done quite well for having seen all this traffic for the last, what did we take? 12 or 15. 4 years, 3 cuttings would be 12 times out of here. A couple of them years we did 4 cuttings. So we're in here 14 times or so. So again, if we were looking to get another year out of this field, we wouldn't have done what we have done here. Well, you can kind of see we've got a whole long tractor road right out of here. So I thought I left another windrow in this other field, but I think we must have cleaned that up. So we'll have to make sure these trucks get out of here before we cross the road, because if they need a pull, we're the only one in here. So yeah, I did get that other windrow out of this one field. But yeah, so we might as well watch Mike come up out of here. Mike's got an unfair advantage. He's got a 10-wheeler with a load on for traction. Peterbilt might have a little bit of a hard time getting up out of here. I had to tell these guys how to get that truck into a position where it would have a little more traction or a little more get up and go. It does have a traction control button in it. You have to hold it down. I had to explain that to Sarge earlier. And then I tried to explain to him on how to keep the damn thing manually shifted when you're in the field. He's all the time speeding up and slowing down because he lets the truck shift up high and then he has to back off the throttle, so he's never in one spot underneath the spout. So we've got 20 acres on the other side of the road here to do, and then we've got 5 acres down the road, and that is gonna do it for tonight. But that is gonna do it for this video, because I've bored you enough here with enough of this chopper footage from day 1 and 2 kind of merged all in together here. Now I did go over to the Cleverly farm, which is, there's a dummy with a Kia. I did go over to the Cleverly farm, which is 5 miles to the north here. They got that 6 inches of rain here last week. And then they got quite a bit more rain here last night, quite a bit more than we got. And one hayfield was real greasy, and I'm not looking forward to going over there, but that is going to be tomorrow. We've got 100 and so acres, 150 acres to do to the east here, and then we've got some hay that we went and done on the Cleverly farm that we've got to clean up, and then the mower's pulled out of the area here. Alrighty, we're gonna put you guys down and we'll join up with you in another video here tomorrow. So, take it easy, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you at the next one.